Hello everyone, good morning. My hair looks a mess, apologies for that. So I'm very excited because today I'm going to be filming a reading vlog. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm excited for that. Tomorrow I'm gonna go on a trip with my mom, so I'm gonna film that. Updates since the last time you saw me. So reading this year hasn't been going like too great. I haven't been reading all that much or keeping up with my goals in terms of reading, so there's that. But since the last time, I think I talked about like The Nightmare Before Christmas briefly, but I finally got the physical book. I've already like finished it a couple of times, and I've highlighted some like quotes that I like. So I think I'm gonna take some time today as well to like annotate it a little bit and finish like putting the tabs, because like I have one lonely like tab right here. And also since then I started and finished Go Luck Yourself, which is the second book in this duology, and it's about the Prince of Saint Patty's Day. I think it's actually like Patty's, not Patty's. I hope I'm right. I hope I gathered all the knowledge from that book. And I actually did like that one as well, because the idea was more towards like enemies to lovers, because they hated each other because they had like a prank going on with each other, and then they had to force to like reconcile and like make friends, but then they started to like, you know, there's a quote like in that book, hopefully like I'm saying it correctly, it was like taking the piss out of someone is how like I take the piss out of someone when I'm attracted to them or something like that. And that was like the point in the book that I was like, oh, they were never actually like enemies. And I also really did like all of them like together, because like in the second book they're also like X also participates in it, and like Cole is also like in it. So there are some moments of interaction between like Cole and the guy that I forgot his name. Me and forgetting names of the people of the books that I read, honestly, can you find a better match? I can't. But like that guy, like at the end he's trying, because like he fucked up, so he was trying really hard to make Cole like him again. So like the words that he's saying to Christopher, they're so cute, because it's like, no, we can fuck up, I really need your brother to like me. For some reason they were so like domestic and cute that I was like, ah. So yeah, now currently I'm reading The Golden Raven by Nora Sakavic. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th book in the All for the Game series. This, I think, is going to be 3 like books or 4. I'm not sure where I read that. But these are from the perspective of Jean and Jeremy, and I'm very excited. Right now, where I'm in the book, spoiler alert, Andrew and Kevin are in South California, University of South California. That's, I was seeing like the emblem. I was like USC. What does that mean? Me and like America geography bad, very bad. So every time they mention like a state and a place, I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. I have no fucking clue. But right now they just finished having an interview with like someone. I love the way that like Jean talks about like Andrew and Neil, because it's so fascinating to have like a third-party perspective of like their relationship, when we saw how it worked when we were in the perspective of Neil. So that's just so like woo, losing my mind over that. But then again, I'm a loser for those two. I wanted to see if I could find like the quote. This is my favorite. Like, Jean shouldn't be surprised that this fair-haired rat would know Neil's secrets. As in, like, they were talking about like Neil, because oh my god, that's another one that I love from this part. Wait, I just remember the context of this one. It's because Andrew, like Neil, spoiler alert, in the first book, Neil found out that Grayson was like a piece of shit and would like, you know, R.I.P. Jean. So when he found that out, he called like his uncle's people to put a hit on him to fucking kill him. So then he died, he was killed, and then and I was under the impression for some reason that like Andrew, and at least Andrew was not in on it, but like he knew that Neil had told him. But in the second book we find out that he had no fucking idea. Apparently Neil just told them that he needed to go like somewhere to talk to like the FBI and solve some and sort some things out. So they thought that he was going back to Baltimore, which is where everything like started, to like figure that out. But turns out he went to South Carolina to meet with Jean, and like to meet with Jean exactly, and then called the hit on Grayson and kill him. So then Andrew was finding all these out for the first time, and he was like, he didn't know, like, he had an idea obviously of what was happening. So he asked, while he was in the car with Kevin and Jeremy, Jeremy was telling them that like Grayson died, so immediately alarm bells go off on Andrew's like head, and he turns and he's like, he asks Kevin like, what's the relation between like Neil and Grayson, because he's trying to find out if Grayson ever did anything to Neil, and he's like, I don't know, I don't think they ever like interacted or met. And then he's like, okay. And then later on he asked like Jean, Andrew asked Jean, did Grayson ever touch Neil? And I was like, oh. I understand the situation is very dire, but I was like, oh. And he was like, no, he never touched him. And then he was like, I'm gonna like say this to like, and just say this just to ask, did Neil come to here to kill to kill Grayson? Like, did he kill Grayson? And then she was like, he called his uncle's people, and then they called a hit on him. And then he was like, oh. And then he just like continued, and he just started smoking a cigarette, and I was like, oh my god. I don't know why, but their whole interaction was like, oh brother, I love them so much. Like, this universe is a misery in the sense that like something's always happening and it's never good, but brother, do I love them so much. So the goal for today is to finish the Golden Raven. I'm very anxious about it, but I think it's gonna go well. I still need to write on my journal about go luck yourself, so I want to do that as well, and then finish annotating the Nightmare Before Christmas. So for now, I'm gonna turn on the computer. I'm gonna do these first, and then when I start reading, I'll let you guys know. I got a new water bottle. Do you guys like it? This is like 1.5 liters. So I have water for the whole day here. I have like one K-pop sticker. This is from TXT. Then the rest are stickers that I got from like buying photo cards. So thank you. And little hearts are the ones that like I bought before. So yay! Chapter 11. Let's go. I'm burning hot. I'm listening. Oh, you can see, but I'm listening too hot. So I just finished reading chapter 11. It's very, very cute, like this ending part, because there was a moment before where, like, when Kevin came to visit Jean, he saw that, like, all his postcards were ruined. So, like, when Jean came back from therapy, he was like, oh my god, there's a postcard here, and it's from, like, Palmetto. And it says here, mail for Eugene. Jeremy was closer, so he scooped up the postcard and held it out in offering. And then he says here, Jean finally reached out with both hands to take the card, but he was slow to turn it over. It took him only a few moments to read the short message penned on the back. Jeremy wasn't sure what it said or which fox had sent it, but it was enough to take the tension out of Jean's shoulders for the first time that day. Jean's tired. I hate him. As he left the room, narrowed down the potential list of senders to one, but Jeremy wisely didn't comment on that transparent lie. That is so cute. Oh my god. It warms my heart a little bit. Also, I'm a little bit worried because Jeremy just like not Jeremy, but like this chapter ended with Jeremy and like Layla being very optimistic. Usually that doesn't like turn out well, like doesn't bode well for whatever's going to happen next, because they say here, like, I think we're in for our best year yet, are you ready? Last year she said, last chance, let's finish it. I'm afraid that whatever's going to come out next is not going to be very good. Look at this angle. She looks like she has the nastiest, like, double chin. So yeah, now it's I can relate to desperation. I'm on page 207, so like almost halfway through. I still can't believe that this book is 400 pages long. New B1 Harmony 2 vlog came out, so I'm gonna watch it. I think that like the next one is the one with Lisbon, but I like to watch all of these anyway. So yeah, cuties. They're talking about like going to see Wicked in London. And honestly, I had the same experience because it was 2016 or 2017 when I went to London for the first time, and I saw Wicked. We saw Wicked, and this was when like I didn't know anything about musicals or anything. I mean, I still don't, but whatever. And I had the exact same experience in the way that like it was so hard to get adjusted to like try to understand what they were saying because they were singing. So I was like, what are they saying? But I was still able to follow along the plot line through like vibes. As Kyo just said, just like I was able to, the second part I figured out through vibes. Same thing. I was watching and I was like, I think this is what is happening. So yeah. Why am I only just now finding out that Jean has been in love with Jeremy for such a long fucking time? Are you joking? I'm sorry. I mean, and they're really bad pretenses because he's telling us that, you know, the Ravens are, you know, not good people. But he says, after all, stupid, beautiful Kevin had tried his best to defend Jean. After all, he was blindingly obsessed with the Trojans. It was reasonable to assume Jean would also find the Big Three team captivating. It only dug Jean's grave deeper with that argument. Rico hadn't even known Jeremy was a factor then. It wasn't the Trojans he'd caught Jean staring at with such unsubtle and idiotic devotion. Rico hadn't wasted his breath correcting Kevin, not wanting to give him any more reasons to protect their worthless third wheel. Jean hadn't tried either. What good would it be to confess to such an oblivious fool? So, is he in love? Okay. Was Kevin making that comment being like, oh, I like Jeremy, so he can like someone else too, or was he saying that like Jean was in love with Jeremy all that time? Also, can you see him? I'm with child. So, page 290, I'm going to continue reading.
It's just a baby.
I'm at page 219. The first year has come out. Oh. You just Jean is like talking about, oh, he said, like, if I said, like, I don't deserve anything that they did to me. It was just making me cry. Finally, I thought, oh, this is good. I shouldn't think about it too much. I'm just crying. This is good. Oh, brother. I think it's things like this that makes me like so incredibly grateful that the first books didn't have like Henry's perspective. It was just like, because I think I would have been destroyed because hearing it from like Jean's perspective, oh brother. So right now, like, he cried. I think he cried. I think that's what he's saying. Like, he cried with like the coach because the other motherfucker, like Zane, appeared and it was like telling him that like he deserved it and everything. Oh my god, I hate Raven so much, like with a passion, like fuck dude. So like he broke down and he was like, oh, I didn't deserve anything that happened to me, because like he ended up saying like accidentally that like he said yes because they didn't allow him to say no. So it's like, oh brother, I'm not built for this. I'm not built for reading this stuff. Oh my god. So I'm about to start chapter 18. I think I'm gonna take a little break. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna walk for a bit, but I'm on page 319, so not that much left. I have like 116 pages left, so not that much. So it's 10 p.m. I'm not gonna film more today, so I'm just gonna give a goodbye. I didn't end up reading more of the Golden Raven, so I'm gonna read tomorrow while I'm on the bus. So yeah, I've already I changed. I have like the phone case, I have a photo card now, and I packed my bag for tomorrow as well. The only thing missing are the snacks. I just need to like charge the camera battery to make sure that it's full for tomorrow, and then yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. So it's been a couple of days. I still haven't finished reading The Golden Raven, so that's what I'm going to do right now. It's the 16th today, and it is also the day that I'm gonna finish it, because oh my god, I don't care if I have to stay up or if I procrastinate in the middle, it's going to happen. So yeah, I think I'm gonna read a little bit for now, maybe a chapter, then I'm gonna I'm gonna eat dinner, give them food as well, and then I'll just continue reading into the night. Spoiler alert, I'm about to start chapter 20, so this was the part where the ravens the foxes the foxes finally played against the ravens again, and just, brother, I hate the ravens so much. So it sucks that we're not having the perspective of Neil right now, because I want to know so bad, like, how he is. Like, oh my god, if anything happens to that man, like, I'm going to kill someone. I will put myself in this fucking story and I'm going to kill someone. But right now, like, what happened was, as they were playing, the raven started like attacking the foxes. So Neil was like very badly beaten and hurt. Kevin as well. Andrew like saw that like the bitch, I forgot her name, was like hurting Neil. So as she was walking away, he like went up to her and like choked her out, to the point that she was like limp when she was walking out. Not gonna lie, I laughed. I was like, oop. It happens, you know, it just happens. And then like because of that, Andrew got a red card and like suspensions from like 5 games, which I just know it's gonna fuck the foxes over, and it's so sad. Oh fuck, like, because they don't deserve it as well. Like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, the Ravens like show so much violence on the court. Why haven't they gotten like suspensions and shit like that? The captain was the captain of like the Ravens, I think, was the one that like started it. So why didn't she get a suspension? Like, she started all the bullshit. But whatever. So now we're gonna move on to chapter 20. I have like a little under 100 pages left, so not that much now. And yeah. I have finished The Golden Raven. The thing is, spoiler alert, like this ended on a good note-ish. Like this ending reminded me of like the ending of the first book, like the Foxhole Court, where it was Neil being like, Neil was home. And I was like, oh my god, so many good things that are about to happen in the future. Idiot. And this is giving me the same vibe, unfortunately, because it ended with them getting a dog that they're calling, oh my god, I forgot, Jabberwocky. That they're calling Jabberwocky. Jabberwocky Moreau, because it's Jean's like dog. It's Jean's dog. Oh my god, it's so cute. I hadn't even thought about it, but like the idea of getting Jean a pet would be such a good idea, because it's something to like occupy his mind and something for him to take responsibility that like would love him like endlessly. Like dogs typically just like love their own owners no matter what, either for like the positive or the negative. So I hadn't even thought of that, but that's such a good idea. Obviously a lot of things happened like in this book. The whole apartment, like the whole apartment was burned down because Ravens fans are crazy. And then they lost everything, and that's why they moved to a new apartment, which then accepted pets. That's why they got like the dog. And Jean shared a little bit more about like his sister with, it was either Kat or I think it was Layla that he shared it with, and it was such like a very like cute moment, and the way they all like interact is very like cute. I really love it a lot, so I'm very happy. Rundown from like the game. Neil was very seriously hurt, but he was still like going to the court, and he ended up like mouthing like a few more things at reporters, which ended up getting the Ravens even more in trouble. And then oh yeah, Andrew needed like to like be operated on, which I hadn't even thought about, but now I'm thinking about like Andrew's trauma and like not liking being asleep and like being easily awakened because of like all his trauma, and like he probably hated having to go under surgery. Oh my god. No, I'm stressed about that. I hope he's fine. He's not real, but I hope he's fine. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book. I ended up giving it 5 stars, like I've given every single like book on this series. Honestly, like I'm so invested in the story that like anything that comes my way, I will accept it. I might not be happy about it in the sense that like I wish like the last book would be like 500 pages long, and it would just be them like slice of life stuff, just like being happy, nothing bad ever happens, and we live happily ever after at the end. But I don't think that's going to happen. So besides that, anything that comes my way, I'll accept it. I don't have to be happy about it, but I'll accept it. So yeah, in terms of like how the lead is going, I do confess that I'm a little bit like, I feel like this was orchestrated in a way to get like the Trojans to win, because after what happened like in the court where they all started fighting, the Ravens were disqualified because the coach quit. So the Ravens were disqualified, and because of all the injuries, a lot of the Foxes aren't able to play. I didn't say that they were disqualified, but a lot of like the players that they're going to have to use are very like new. So the Foxes are definitely not going to win. the Ravens are disqualified, so they're definitely not going to win. So the next contender, I think it's one more of like there's like the big three. So the big three were the Ravens, the Trojans, and someone else that I forgot, that I don't think matters that much. We'll find out in the next book, I guess. So I think this is actually being set up for the Trojans to win, so that Jean can have the satisfaction of like, even though I didn't use any of the Raven tactics, even though like this is completely different from the Raven environment, it is still possible to win in a positive environment instead of one where it's like negative reinforcement. So I think that's what this is gearing towards. It's either that, or it's going to be like they're going to like get second place, and then Jean is going to have to like accept that it doesn't always have to be number one, even though that's what was drilled into him. Thinking about it, it's probably going to be the latter. Like, the Trojans, or maybe, no, because there's Jeremy into the equation. So, like, what's going to happen with him? I don't think his mom is going to give a fuck, like, if he wins. Because, like, the thought process that I just said was, like, if Jeremy wins, maybe then his mom would be like, oh, this is actually something that could, like, give you a career. But it just shows like in this book that like his mom doesn't even pay attention to like the games that he plays and stuff like that, so I don't think she would give that much of a fuck unless it did something really big, which would be to win. So I think they need to win, either that or Jean is going to kill his mom. Those are the alternatives right now. And also we got a piece of information that like, I don't know if it's going to be developed, or I just had an idea. Maybe they're going to develop in a funny way. I say funny in the sense that maybe like they're going to be playing a game, because like one time like Jeremy went off to like hook up with a guy named Phaser, and he was very like aggressive and an idiot, and he like made bruises around like Jeremy's neck. So when Jeremy came back to the hotel, Jean was like, what the fuck? And Jeremy was like, didn't want to tell him like who it was, because it sensed that like Jean was gonna like beat him up or like do something that he shouldn't, so he didn't tell him. But when Jean had like a mental breakdown and had to go sleep at Coach's house, Jeremy accidentally let it slip that it was Phaser. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I think like it could be maybe like a game thing, like he's going to be playing against him, and Phaser is going to make like a comment on like Jeremy and like sleeping and like sex and stuff, and Jean is going to like lose his mind and like beat him or something. I think that might be it, but we'll see. Anyways, we have a Nina right here asking me for cuddles, so I'm in for cuddles and pets, so that's what she gets. And yeah, I finally finished the Golden Raven. I have no idea when the next book is coming out, but quite honestly, it didn't take that long between like the Sunshine Court and the Golden Raven, or at least it didn't feel like it. It's because I took a while to read both of them. So I hope that the next one comes soon-ish enough as well, because I want to read the continuation of this story. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys the next time you decide to watch another one of my videos. Bye bye. Nina's, say bye. Look at the camera. Say bye. Bye. Nina says bye. Say bye. Say bye. Bye.